It was New Year's Eve and families were quick sleeping while in blast tour via their flat unit, earning downward 10 stories in a question of seconds. 48 flats were ruined in the not-frills 1970s house common of communistic Soviets-era habitation. This cry woke me up and my man shouted, told Yelena Kruglyakova, sleeping in her man and 3-year-old son in a plane on the 4-story. I rushed to the sofa bed. It was break and portion of the story had compressed in the plane under. My slight boy was hanging above the end, clutching onto the sheet. Once the boy clawed his way up the leaf to security and the household kept. 39 human beings did know, while the unit came breaking downward in an obvious gas blast soon following 6 o'clock in Magnitogorsk, a dismal industry town in Russia's Urals area. The heat was under 20 C as trembling, dazed survivors selected their way out of the cobble in their overnight clothing. Instead of celebration the new year, the town was immersed in weeping. Though out of such a disaster's lifetime is hard in Magnitogorsk, 695 km, 1053 miles, east of Moscow. In the 1930s Soviets autocrat Joseph Stalin done it a steel manufacture center, close to foreigners. Now the town is fighting in hard contamination, persistent traffic jams and industry decrease. For days the quantity of human loss climbed as rescuers sought the compressed house for the lacking. Concerned loved ones had to suffer a morbidly length expect. It was hazardous, thorough job as bodies were driven out of the Mount of Kabul. Miraculously an 11-month-old little boy, crucially bad, was found following more than rather than 30 several hours in the chilly common cold. Ivan is now convalescent in intense thoroughness in a Moscow clinic. But tragically fair a fistful of other were stretched out live of a unit how had been household to 120 human beings. The formal listing of loss of life just emerging on January 3 officials rapidly controlled out filthy act, accusing the blast on a gas leakage. No traces of blasting were found. 6 youthful family were amongst the 39 corpse, consisting 3 of one household of Tajikistan. Just the dad kept, Shukrat Al-Fatah, 26, was strongly wound and is now informed to be in a comatose state. He had been buried in the Kabul for on 8 several hours. His 24-year-old woman Rajabmo dead on in 3-year-old Muhammad, Fatima who was 4 persons, and Akamat, elderly 6. 21 of the victims were female. Else youthful household was as well graded of, Anastasia and Igor Kramarenko, both of elderly 31, and their 18-month-old child, Milana. Victor and Tatiana Antilov, in their 30s, dead in their 19-month-old child Yuliana. The 6 youthful kid who dead was Daniel Tinabayev, elderly 4 persons and apart. 2 brothers in their 30s, Denis and Dmitry Kremlyov, dead on in their parents Yelena and Andrei. A Save crew named Legion Spas published the victims' birthdates on VKontakte, the Rusky release of Facebook. Olya Skvortsova, a 43-year-old piece of music tutor, dead in the plane of a boyfriend, who had left word for job fair up the explosion happened. Else boyfriend of Olya's, cited by the everyday Komsomolskaya Pravda, memorable her as a merry, difficult working and personality-reliant man. Now Olya's youthful child Katya has to manage in burial institutional arrangement. Injured survivors are creature protected at a regional high school and include acquired hot clothing. The regional Chelyabinsk area is giver the families of such annihilated 1 meter ruble, £11,600, $14,700, aid payments. As the searching for survivors came to an end on Thursday down there was several nice news story of the calamity stage. Rescuers found a dog and a cat and driven them to security. Gas explosions are rather overall in Russia, that struggles in lot infrastructure facilities date of the communistic epoch. But there was a brutally destructive A surviving named Zoya told how the noisy explosion woke her up, but she mind thing had fall downward in her mom's chamber, following doorway. Mother told this unit has compressed. I fair mind she was creature tortured by infancy memories of the warfare, Zoya told. I though begun disputing in her, I mind it could be a fireworks. So I went behind to sleeping, but later acquaintances phoned us and told our unit of flats had compressed, she told. Accountability by Oksana Shas in Magnitogorsk and further content of Lawrence Peter.